Lads, the Premier League season is almost over, and therefore the Player of the Season awards are just around the corner as well. And I'll give you guys my thoughts on every single Premier League club's Player of the Season, and I think I've got some different opinions here. I've been seeing lots of fans big up some players, and I kind of think that there's some players who deserves more credit. So tell me down below in the comments, who is the Player of the Season for your football club? If you guys do enjoy, smash a like button and also subscribe if you're new. Thank you all for 286,000 subscribers. We are on the way to 300,000 subs. I never thought I'd get to like 10k subs, never mind 300k, and it is well and truly possible. So if you're new here, please drop a sub, it means a lot, and let's go. Yo, do you play FIFA 22? Yeah. Is your team bang average? You absolute pathetic piece of... You're saying that to the viewers? No, obviously. Ah, okay. I mean you. Do you face teams like this?
You can't keep getting away with it!
Do you know there's a way to get coins? Why are you shouting at me? Then go to userbuy.com for the cheapest and most reliable place to buy your coins on FIFA 22. Link is down below in the description, and also use code Vizeh at checkout to get a discount. So we're doing Prem clubs, as I can't do every single team in England because that would be impossible, because I physically cannot watch every single game. Sorry, no offense if you support, you know, like Crawley. I'm sorry. So let's go for each Prem team. I got a list right here, and I'm gonna go with my first kind of out there one, because I think that every single fan goes for this player as like the main guy. However, I kind of want to put some respect on another player's name, and that is for Southampton. Everyone will probably say Ward-Prowse, and he probably is the best player this season, or probably the best quality player at Southampton. But I'm gonna say Kyle Walker-Peters. I actually really like how he's done at Southampton. At first, it was Levermental. Everyone had a lot of hype around him. I think for pure consistency over the season, and for a guy which may not be, you know, I guess outside of just Southampton, may not get too much credit for what he's done, I think he's done really well there. Team number 2, I'm going to go for, I think it's an obvious one. I'm going to say Leeds, and it is Rafinha, because I don't think it could be really anyone else that's other than Rafinha for this season. Defensively, he can't be a defensive player, and attacking-wise, he's their main goal scorer. The man scored 10 goals, 3 assists, 4 man-of-match performances. He's played in predominantly almost every single game, and he is really their main outlet of any sort of creativity in attack. So yeah, I think it really only has to be him. If I would throw in like another player's name in the hat, I may say maybe like a Stuart Dallas, because I think that he's a perfect player for what Leeds want. He can play in pretty much every position. If it's a wing back, if it's a wide player, if it's centre mid, CDM, left back, right back, I think he's played almost everywhere here. He is a very vital player for the team, so I think he also should be given some credit as well. Chelsea, and if it's Chelsea, it's probably got to be a defensive player, and I would say it's Thiago Silva should be the main name, but I'll be honest, I kind of want to say more Reece James, because Reece James, he should be the player of the season. However, issue is his injury has made him not play as many games, so that may kind of harm, you know, his chances of winning player of the season. But I think just for when he has played, he is the main guy at Chelsea, and for his age, is incredible. I mean, he's a right wing back. I mean, he played against Burnley. I'm a Burnley fan. I've seen him destroy my team single-handedly. Okay, I know how good this guy is. But as a right wing back, the guy's got 5 goals and 6 assists in 15 starts in league. That is actually disgusting. I don't know how it's even fair. He's a right wing back, bro. Team number 4 is a bit of a weird one here, and I'm gonna go for Aston Villa, and it's hard to pick a player because there's many guys it could really be. It could hit the likes of McGinn, could hit the likes of maybe Coutinho when he's come in and, you know, like uplifted the club potentially. But I will say, and maybe as an out there one, and I may get some stick for this, but I'm gonna say Matty Cash. I think Matty Cash has been a staple of the team for the entire season. He started every single game. I'm pretty sure 31 games played, and he's bagged a few goals, bagged a few assists, and each time I see him, he's usually always involved in the attack as well. So he's always involved. I find him very influential for the team and how they play. The attacking players will get most of the plaudits, but I like giving, you know, a defensive player, you know, their credit when it's deserved. So I'll say Matty Cash for Aston Villa. Burnley. Yeah, I'm a Burnley fan. I think anyone that's not a Burnley fan, they'll just say Cornet. They'll look at the stats and they'll say, yeah, Cornet scored more scores, it's Cornet. And Cornet probably would have been until about halfway through the season. And I think as a Burnley fan, as a player that has completely saved our season. I mean, I say save, we could still go down most likely. However, we would most definitely be at the bottom, rock bottom without him. And that's Nick Pope. Nick Pope, for a goalkeeper, I mean, I think in every single game that we've played this year, he has made one big save that could probably go in. If it's a different goalkeeper, it'll probably go in. You know, I think Nick Pope is single-handedly by far our player of the season. West Ham, it could be a pick of a few players, really. I think for me, who's the best player at West Ham, and for me, the most important player, I think most West Ham fans would probably say Jared Bowen as the main guy. I think I'm going to go with Declan Rice. I think he's the most important player at the team. So Bowen's been incredible this year, and I think he's a good shout to be in the playing for England. I think he probably should be on there. For who I think's the best player at West Ham and the most important and has played every single game is Declan Rice. Every time I watch West Ham, he's so important. The ball always goes back to him. Makes it look simple. Makes it look simple. The best midfielder right now in the Premier League for me. Manchester City. This could be really also like 5 different players. Rodri, could be KDB, could be Bernardo Silva. You could give it to any of them and it'll make sense. I'm going to go Cancelo. And the reason why is that 5 man of the match performances, 6 assists, 1 goal, played in pretty much every game this season, predominantly in Premier League. And I just think for fullback is importance, and just how much I noticed that he is just always making it look easy. I mean, everyone does. Again, it could be KDB, it could be like 5 other players in the team. But I'm going to go Cancelo. The ability for him to play left back or right back so easily, I think is also quite impressive. I think people undermine how hard that really is to play as a right footer on the left hand side and do it almost with ease. Newcastle up next, and I can't believe I'm saying this. Like, if you told me this, like, maybe even like 6-7 months ago, I would tell you that you're probably going insane. But I'm giving it to Joelinton. I think Joelinton becoming, you know, almost like a meme, where there was a striker, then played out wide, and now he's pretty much playing like a centre mid now, like a Roman attacking like centre mid. He's made that position his own, and he's done really well for them, like really well. It's actually quite insane how much that he's improved in that team. And if you ask most Newcastle fans, he's now become a fan favourite. St. Maximin's the main one you'd think of, but part of me just wants to give it to Joelinton. I just want to give it to him. Now, next up, Everton. I don't really know who I can really give this to. There's not many options here, really. Like, the only real option I can look at that I think that they've done decent this year is Richarlison. Really, that's it. There's Gordon. Maybe Demarai Gray at times has done alright. Gordon, I guess, as a young lad, you know, doing well to get in the team and, you know, have that kind of work ethic. I think is important. Defensively, it's no one. And in midfield, it's, again, really no one. So I guess it has to be Richarlison. Another weird one is Brighton. I don't think there's an obvious shout for Brighton. As some players you may say it could be them. I'm going to go for a player which has been there for pretty much every game this year, because they've kind of changed a lot of the team. Biggest shouts is probably Basuma, because he is a very good centre mid, or who I'm going to go with, and I'm going to go with Cucurella. I'll go Cucurella. I think that he's been consistent throughout the entire season. He's always been a part of the team as a left wing-back role, and I think that he's done a decent job this season. Attacking-wise, I don't think it can possibly be an attacker. The best player I think at Brighton that I see is Tariq Lamptey. However, I think he's been injured for a good amount of this year. I think every time I see him at Brighton, he seems to have a decent game. Brentford, it can really only be 2. It's either the goals of Ivan Toney or the impact of Christian Eriksen. Because don't forget, when Eriksen played his first game, Brentford were looking like they were going to be in a dogfight. They were being slowly just sucked back into a dogfight, and that they weren't really winning games, getting many results, and they looked like they were maybe sleepwalking into a fight. And then as soon as Eriksen joined, it completely changed. Winning at Stamford Bridge, beating Burnley, beating West Ham at home. Like, they're getting big wins and they're playing well. And I don't want to say Eriksen is the main part of that, but since he joined, they started winning again. So Eriksen and the impact of them making sure that they stay in the league is massive. Or Toney, who scored, you know, a good amount of goals this year. The man's got 12 goals in the league, 4 assists, 27 games played, 5 man of matches. There's only much more you can really expect for a guy in his first season back in the Prem. So Ivan Toney probably is the man, but Eriksen, his impact, I think, is very vital as well. So I'm going to go with Toney for the goals. Manchester United, I don't know who you can really give this to, really, when you're looking at who they have. I think the player which I would go for, because each time I watched him, he looks fuming because the team is letting him down, and I'm going to go with David De Gea. I think David De Gea without him, I think Man United could be in a lot worse of a situation. He's always just fuming at the likes of Lindelof and Maguire ahead of him. He's always having a go at them because they keep on doing stupid things and putting him under pressure. Another big shout out is, of course, Ronaldo, because even though some people still think that he's somehow the problem there, I don't know how, but apparently he is, that he has still shown up multiple occasions, bagging hat-tricks a good amount of times each year. So it could be Ronaldo, because without him, would they be worse? I think they would, because who else have they got right now? It literally, for me, could only be David De Gea or Ronaldo. Yeah, De Gea, I think without him, there'll be even more of a mess somehow. From Man United to Watford. Watford, I guess it has to be Dennis, but I do like Kamara. But because Kamara joined halfway through the season, in January, probably not. But when I see Watford play, Kamara seems to be a massive part of their attack. They're always attacking on the left-hand side, that I see them anyway. So I think that Kamara is a good signing for them. But Dennis, with 10 goals, he's got the goals for Watford. And 10 goals it's not a bad effort. I'll go with Dennis, but Kamara, I think if he was there from the start of the year, I'll probably give it to him. Hampton Wanderers, I love that name. I like Wolves. I like the colour scheme. I'm kind of jealous of their badge. I think it's just kind of cool down there. I don't know why. Wolves, I mean, I think it has to be a defensive player or like a midfielder, because defensively they've been so good this year, and I think I got to give it to Jose Sarr. It's hard for goalkeepers to get credit, and every time I speak to a Wolves fan, they are always raving about Sarr. They're always raving about how good he is, and I see it. I do see it. Now, of course, probably another good shout is like sort of Jean Moutinho, Ruben Neves, either the two really. I think Moutinho has been the better of the two this season. But as a goalkeeper, to get 5 man of the match performances is very hard to do, and that means that you've been under the caution saving your team in big moments, and that's what he's done. Norwich, the Canaries. I mean, I've watched a lot of them because I got good friends in Norwich. I think it could only really be Pukki. I think it has to be Pukki. He's scored some good goals this year. He's not been like very bad in form. It's just, again, defensively in the midfield, they can't really control it. All in all, it's just kind of same old with Norwich. And Pukki is really one of the main players that they've got that is going in kind of any direction with them, sadly. So Pukki, I guess it has to be you, pal. Leicester City. It could be 2 players here for me. It's either the one which is kind of like a known name, or the one which is like a new name, which has surprised me a lot. So it's either for me Maddison or Dewsbury Hall. And I kind of want to say Dewsbury Hall just because of the fact he's purely come out of nowhere and has done a very good job in the midfield and has almost at times outshined the likes of Tielemans. I think I'm going to go with Maddison. I think that when I've watched Leicester, that he's performed the most in the big games, especially in the cup competitions. So I will go with him. Now it's time for Liverpool. And I think everyone will probably go for Mo Salah just because of his goals. And, you know, when you look at the stats, it looks like he's the main player. And he is the main player. However, I kind of think when I just look at Liverpool and how they play, and just by how impressed I am by just watching him, I think it has to be Trent. For just think of it, before Trent arrived, it wasn't like a very common thing for a wing back or a fullback to be so influential in a game. Like, you may think of likes of, I don't know, Marcelo at Real Madrid potentially, but like, he's completely changed the aspect of being a wide, you know, a wing back almost. And I think at his age, it's incredible, and he's somehow getting better. 12 assists in the league as a right wing back. I don't know if that's normal. I get a big name as well as like Van Dijk. I think considering the fact he had an ACL injury, he's been very, very good this year. Like, people forget, he had an ACL injury. That's a huge injury, which usually ruins your careers almost. And you don't even notice. Of course, could be a lot of players at Liverpool, but I think just because of his age and the fact that he's just transformed that kind of role in football so much, I think it has to be Trent, bro. Almost near the end now. I'm going to go with Crystal Palace, and I don't think it could be anyone else other than Conor Gallagher. I mean, he impresses me with how well he's been this year. I thought he was decent, but I didn't think he was this good. Where he'll go to next, I don't know, but I hope that Palace could end up buying him like completely, because I don't think he'd be used at his full use at Chelsea. So yeah, Gallagher, I think is my man for Palace. I mean, I guess also like some of Gay at the back. I think he's also been very, very good. I like him a lot. Also, Mitchell has been a big part this year. But I think it kind of has to be Gallagher. Oh, yeah, the last two are Arsenal and Spurs. I didn't mean to do this, but they just are. Spurs, it's a Son. Yeah, just go with Son and move on because it is Son. And then Arsenal, I could be maybe 1 or 2. I guess the form is not the great recently, so people may have different opinions. But I think just by, again, his age, become the main man almost, I think is very impressive. And I think it's Saka. I think that he's got better and better this season. And that other shouts could be the likes of maybe an Aaron Ramsdale. I think people do like the likes of Ben White, but I think Saka's the man for me. And there you go, boys. That is my player of the season for every single Premier League club. Give me yours down below in the comments of who is your player of the season. And I think I've gone for, like, I don't know. I don't know if my opinions are very, I guess some may be quite common. I don't really know. But I guess because there's only a select amount of players that can be in there for best player, I guess. But that's my thoughts. Tell me, am I wrong or right? Some may have different opinions, but I don't think I'm too wrong with many of these. I don't think so anyway. Maybe I am. But tell me your thoughts down below. I'll see you guys next time, and stay safe.